afternoon. Staff, retirees, honored guests, distinguished public officials, and other members of the community, welcome. On behalf of the Addison Fire District, I'm delighted to welcome you to our 13th annual retiree luncheon and dedication of our new training tower. My name is Brock Arian, and as Fire Chief, I'm going to have the honor to serve you as today's MC. At the beginning of our retiree luncheon, we take time for a ceremony. We will do this before the dedication. Can you please stand for the posting of the colors, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Hold. Right face. Prepare to post the color. Ready? Post. Read color. Preset on. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order, arm. Left, face. Forward, march. You may be seated. The men and women of today's fire service are confronted with more dangerous work environment than ever before. We are forced to continually change our strategies and tactics to accomplish our tasks. Our methods may change, but our goals remain the same, as they were in the past, to save lives and protect property, and sometimes at a terrible cost. This is what we do. This is our chosen profession. This is the tradition of the firefighter. The fire service today is ever-changing, but steeped with traditions 200 years old. One tradition is the sound of a bell. In the past, as firefighters began their tour of duty, it was the bell that signaled the beginning of the day's shift. Throughout the day and night, each alarm was sounded by a bell, which summoned these brave souls to fight fires and place their lives in jeopardy for the good of their fellow citizen. And when the fire was out and the alarm had come to an end, it was the bell that signaled to the completion of that call. When a firefighter had died in the line of duty, paying the supreme sacrifice, it was the morning toll of the bell that solemnly announced a comrade's passing. We utilize these traditions as symbols, which reflect our honor and respect for those who have given so much and have served so well. To symbolize the devotion that those brave souls had for their duty, a signal of 3 rings represents the end of the comrade's duties, and that they will be returned into quarters. And so, to those who have selflessly given their lives for the good of fellow man, their tasks completed, their duties well done. To our comrades, their last alarm, they are going home. For the following Addison Fire Protection District members we have lost since last luncheon: Trustee Raymond Mueller, firefighter paramedic Wayne Westman, we toll the bell. For all Addison Fire Protection District members we have lost over the years, we toll the bell. For all members of the fire service we have lost, we toll the bell.
Before we go any further, I want to recognize those who made this day possible. To the Addison Fire Protection District trustees, President Charles Baxa, Secretary Joe Savarino, Trustee Mike Super, Treasurer Mike Super, through your trust and support, you have provided us the resources we need to serve and protect our community. To our local public officials, Village Addison Mayor Tom Hunley, Village Manager Joe Maranowitz, Police Chief Roy Selbeck, whose steadfast support for this facility has turned this project into a reality. Your commitment to the fire district is deeply appreciated. To the entire staff at AFD, thank you for all the hard work you put in every day, making today better than yesterday. To the members of the Training Tower Committee, most notably Lieutenant Julio Lobello, DC Chris Mansfield, for your efforts who were instrumental in reaching this day. If I could please, Julio, where are you at? If everybody could please give Julio a round of hand. He put 4 years of time and effort into this building. Thank you. To our partners at American Fire Training Systems, Rick, Englewood Construction, Dave, thank you for your skill, your hard work, your dedication to the building this state-of-the-art facility. To our state representatives, Representative Marty Doder, Norma Hernandez, Susie Glowick, Hilton, thank you for joining us on this special day and the support you have given the fire district over the last several years, including 2 separate funding projects that involve replacing the front apron here and at Station 1. To all the fire district and fire department neighbors, we are here to extend our facility to you and your agency, so you too can say you have the best trained firefighters. To our community members, your trust and support has allowed us to save capital dollars to demolish the old building, prep the new site, and build a brand new training tower at no additional costs or additional taxes to anyone. To the family members of firefighter paramedic Tony Vulpi, thank you for joining us today as we dedicate the facility to him. Finally, thank you to Catering Elegance with the food and Local 4727 for their gracious financial support for this event.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming out. This new tower is more than just a steel and concrete structure. It is a symbol of our commitment to excellence, a testament to our investment in the future. It represents a new era of training that will allow us to master our skills and ensure that we are ready for any challenges that we face today or any new challenges tomorrow. This is a place where new members can learn the essentials and experiment, and experienced members can refine their skills. Hours of practice will be dedicated so that in a real emergency responses are instead of them. This tower is about getting ready for what's ahead while respecting what came before. It leaves as a member of the department a history and a tribute to the individuals who have served. The lessons taught here will help shape the next group of leaders, ensuring that the tradition of professionalism, pride, and honor continues for years to come. With this new resource, training can be advanced, developing the strength and knowledge needed to safeguard our lives and possessions of the community. Thank you.
In 1993, the Addison Fire District built a 4-story concrete block training tower to meet the ISO training facility requirements. Ironically, a 2-acre site, exactly, multiple floors for training evolutions, and a burn room. Staff at the time also decided to add adjuncts for confined space and rope rescue training. From the dreaded in Bernardino tower drills, or night drills, Adler's "Hey Dude" TRT disaster scenarios, Bax's extrication concepts, you can't fit a car in there, Siaki's RIT drills that ended up getting banned, and all the other AFD and non-AFD instructors that use this facility, this training tower served the fire district well for over 30 years, until age, weather, and other various factors made this building unsafe and not usable. In 2020, the strategic plan for the next 5 years outlined 2 components to the Station 2 training grounds. Develop the unused area behind Station 2, improve the training tower. On this day, October 3rd, 2025, I say we accomplished both, and it's just the beginning. What started as a conversation with Chief Scott Walker and then Lieutenant Chris Mansfield in 2020, then greenlit in 2024 by Chief Eric Kramer after numerous renderings, meetings, site visits, etc. Today we stand here with a brand new state-of-the-art training facility that we hope to serve the district for the next 30 years. Our new training tower has burn rooms on 3 floors, multiple doors to provide different entry points, multiple windows for ladder throwing, multiple dividers to change room layouts, even between scenarios, a basement window prop, a firefighter falling through the floor prop, balcony props, recessed and cantilevered, rope rescue props, and these are just to name a few. Additionally, we have a 2-story standalone outbuilding for our shop, confined space prop, SCBA challenge maze, and roof simulator. And don't forget our 3 forcible entry door props, burglar bar prop, garage door prop, and now a masonry wall breach prop. Today also marks the day we dedicate the training tower to firefighter paramedic Tony Vulpi. Hired in 2007 as a firefighter paramedic, Tony worked his way through probation and then through the various positions at the district: ambulance, engine, truck, squad. After his probation, he became an instructor at the AFD and did a lot of our instruction and practical training on forcible entry, ventilation, hose deployments, RIT, etc. He wanted to train all day, every day. In his spare time, he worked for the hometown fire department. He was a captain there. Shocking, he was captain of training. He also worked as an adjunct instructor for SUFED, the Southwest United Fire Districts. It's located in Darien Woodridge. If he could train on it, teach it, Tony would do it. In 2010, Tony lost his battle with cancer, and he will be forever missed. As the district mourned his loss, we discovered options on what we could do to remember him by. Much of our discussion was centered on the 2006 engine that he was assigned to normally, but as time passed, we ended up not getting anything done. And for those of you who know, there's another side story to that engine as well. Today, we dedicate the training tower to Tony Vulpi. Once the training tower is done, we will mount this plaque, and I'll show you in 1 second, and Tony's place will be here forever enshrined. It is our goal. Thank you. Just one. And this is going to be up on the table for everybody to see. Once the training tower is done, we will mount this plaque in a place that will be here to forever enshrine Tony. It is our goal that everybody who walks into this building lives by the motto, don't train till you get it right, train till you can't get it wrong. But we are not done. We are going to continue to recognize those before us that have impacted us to be better firefighters, paramedics, officers, and chiefs. We are going to do this by making names of doors. Hey, John, you want to come up? John. We are going to do this by making names of doors and windows that reference this type of structure or occupancy. John, will show them the Tony sign first. So we are going to redo our marquee up front. So the sign out front is going to read Addison Fire District, the Fire Chief Ralph Bus Training Center, 149 Vulpi Drive. 149 was Tony's employee number. Go ahead, John. These are some of the signs we're thinking about doing. I hope Chief Kramer and Chief Walker are somewhere near. They can see this. Go ahead. So we're going to do some signs, maybe over some windows, over some doors. Our former Fire Chief, Joe Leone, Leone's Liquors. Again, subject to change. Which we had? Oh, you'll love this. Kramer's Data Center. This might be my favorite. Scott, where you at? Walker's Casino. Before I could go, Chief Kramer, can you come up here for 1 second? Man, you're old. Sorry. One of the fabulous things, my good buddy, one of my good friends and best buddies here, Eric, one of the things before he left was he purchased a demo engine. So on behalf of Pierce in your purchase, they sent you a note, and oh, by the way, here's your picture of your fire engine that you got. And oh, by the way, there it is, my friend. Nice. So thank you very much. What's the car? My car. Thanks, E. This undertaking was a joint effort, and today this is a success shared by all. As the tower is dedicated, there is a renewed commitment to the goals of selfless service. Gratitude is expressed for the support of being present to share with us this significant occasion. Thank you all for attending. This concludes the dedication. Please join us for food on the bay floor. Guided or self-guided tools are available to the tower. Please see anybody in an AFD uniform, ask any questions, ask for tours. But again, thank you all for being here today.
What kind of training is going to be done in this training tower is we can do live burn training on 3 of the 4 floors. We can do different configurations of the rooms where we can actually change out where walls are at, not the doors, but where the walls are at. So we can make a room, like a bedroom, into a commercial structure, like a bank, if you can kind of picture that in your head. We also have different props with the windows and the balconies. We did it specifically with the balconies on the balconies that represent Addison. So we have recessed balconies and we have cantilever balconies. So it gives our all the firefighters the chance to practice actually on the balconies they're actually see in a real life fire event. And then we also have some firefighter training, or firefighter survival props. So we have a scenario where if a firefighter is lost in a basement and a little small window basement, we have a prop where we'd send crews in, help get that one out. Or we have another one where where a floor collapsed, and then we would have a firefighter again in a basement, and we were able to rescue him from the basement. So the facility is not going to be just used for Addison. While that's the focus, we've also extended this to our neighbors. To anybody that wants to use it. We're here to not only support the Addison firefighters and Addison officers, we're here to support any agency that wants to train here, wants to use the facility, any sort of capacity. Again, we want to make the fire service better. Sure. So one of the things, besides the tower dedication to firefighter paramedic Tony Vulpi, we had discussed how do we recognize anybody or everybody that was involved with training or with the district as a chief, a deputy chief. And we thought a unique way to do it would be to label sort of their last name and give them sort of like a business name or a commercial name, and then that way they can be enshrined in the building just as well for all of their efforts they've done for us. So we're going to start here on the east side. So one of the things you have to do with a live fire facility is you have to have a means. So the firefighters come in, and wherever the fire is at, they bring their hose, put the fire out. We also have to have a dedicated safety line for all the instructors. So this pipe up here allows us to access that safety line on any floors that we have fires on, so the instructors are safe. They always will have a charge hose line no matter what floor is on fire. This building, or the door right to my right here, is actually I'll call the brains of the operation. That's basically our electrical panel. There is some limited electric throughout the building. We didn't want to add a lot of, I don't want to say too much technology, because I think we also know technology can fail. So we ended up kind of hardwiring some of the heat sensors and some of the lights, and then so you kind of see it. But for the most part, it's just going to be dark. We'll keep going around to the south side here. So as you kind of look to the right, this is our first floor burn room. So what's great about this facility is the amount of doors we can have the scenarios enter. On the old training tower, we really had like 2, which was made it kind of like, hey, where's the fire? I don't know. So now we have multiple doors, so multiple entry points. We can block different doors. We can force them to use a door. So you have this door here is to the burn room, but again, we could use it as an access door. Another door to be to the first floor, which I'll show you in a second. And then as we kind of come around to the south here, again, I'll say on the other side. This was actually, now this is, as I showed you earlier, that the pipe that went up was the instructor line. This is actually for standpipe. So in a lot of our, I won't call it high-rise, but our hotels, our apartment buildings, they have something called a standpipe. So what we would do is we'd bring hose, connect it to the stairway or the floor that's on fire, and connect it that way versus bring all the hose up every floor. So we just connect it to the pipe that's there. As we keep coming around, this is like our balcony. And then what they really wanted to do with the committee, they wanted to have props for everybody to practice. So this is a garage door prop. So if we have a garage fire, we can use saws or hand tools to break through the garage door. And again, a local business in town is basically going to donate us the panels whenever we want them, which is great. I'll show you the rest on the other side. We can make the staircase, again, a balcony. And then I know it's kind of hard to picture, but we heard me talk about the basement, right? So the balcony then becomes our first floor, and then we can now make this the basement, right? So if you kind of just glance behind you, those are those forcible entry doors I was talking about. We have 3 of those. So what we can do is we can put those in front of our doors, make the crews practice forced entry before they get into the building. We did kind of discuss about mounting them in the building, but kind of talking to the company, it's just kind of hard because they kind of get warped or kind of get bad, and then you kind of got this, not eyesore, but you kind of got this roadblock in the building you can't get rid of. So we're going to do probably a forcible entry door on the first, outside of these doors, then we'll probably do a forcible entry door going into, again, our first floor, then our basement.
Are there any other facilities like this in this area that maybe you modeled after or kind of stole ideas from?
Oh, we stole a lot. That's what we do in the fire service. We steal a lot. We went. Bartlett was probably the closest one we looked at. We actually went to Wisconsin and looked at their building. We went to Wisconsin after Bartlett. Because if we would have picked one, we're like, hey, we want to do Bartlett's. We went to Wisconsin and we kind of stole their stuff from Wisconsin. But the American Fire Training Solutions, Training System, they're in Lockport, so they're nice and close. So not only did we were able to go see their buildings, we actually went to their site and kind of looked at what everyone else was building. Hey, we really like that. We want to add that to ours, or we don't like that. We don't want to add it to ours. There's not. So Elmer's, again, our neighbor to the east, they're looking at something similar. They had a similar concrete and block structure like we did. Again, age kind of got the best of it. So they're looking for something like this. Carroll Stream has a block and concrete structure that's kind of attached to the station. But as for local, those are probably the 2 closest that are probably closest to us. So as we kind of come around to now we're on the west here. So that's our 2-story outbuilding. I really didn't think it was going to have much of an impact now I see it and now realize sort of the vision of it. I was joking. I was telling Julio, I'm like, why didn't you make this bigger? But so it's 2 stories. So the first floor where the garage door is going to be, we're going to make a shop. So for all the props, saws, anything we break out here, we can immediately go over there and fix it, which is kind of the plan versus going into the station. And then the first and second floor, then the remaining of the first floor and the second floor. So the second floor, we're going to do a SCBA confidence course. So that's something we have to do annually, is everybody has to be proficient with the air pack. So we basically design an obstacle course for everybody to kind of manage and mitigate hazards. But then, so that's our SCBA maze. But we also set up our confined space prop. So we can actually set up for confined space rescue. When we put a tripod or some sort of high pylon anchor, they would get lowered to the second floor, and then there's another latch where that garage or that door is, and we can actually go down 2 floors. So it's pretty cool. And then we do like a confined space scenario. And that vacancy on the top of the can, we're going to do our roof simulator prop. So when the truck company or the ladder company comes in, they can set the truck aerial to the roof. They can practice cutting, whether they're using saws, whether they're using hand tools, and it kind of keeps them out of the way so we can keep kind of this scenario going and then also give them a task to do too. So the last can we have is a storage can when we already realize we need more storage, as you can tell. That's the one thing you never have enough of is storage. They had the hydrants. We were working with the village because we're trying to we're trying to get a hydrant closer to our building. It just it's not, the hydrants are theirs, but they don't do the work. So now we're trying to find who they would recommend us trying to get a hydrant. But again, these are probably phase 2, phase 3 size of the project, right? So we'll come around, then we'll go inside. So these are the last 2 props we bought. So this is a rebar cutting prop. So we could do this a couple different things. And then that's our masonry concrete breach prop. So with rebar, occasionally you get somebody who falls on like a steel link fence. We can practice removing the victim from that. Or some buildings have what they call burglar bars. So it's bars in front of the windows. And yeah, you can break out the window, but you still can't get in because of the steel that's in there. So then our crews would practice with saws cutting the bars. We don't do it a lot, and hopefully we don't have to. But again, firefighter mayday or firefighter writ scenario, we may have to breach masonry walls to go after a down firefighter. So again, it gets the firefighters practice either using the saws or using heavy heavy tools like sledgehammers and something, so we can break the masonry to get to our down firefighter or whatever else is behind the wall. This up here is our if you could picture like a basement window, that small little knockout window. So that firefighters have lost their lives because that's the only window they had because they fell through the floor and they couldn't get them out. So we want our troops to be prepared and practice. So if we have that scenario, we've practiced on trying to get that guy out or girl out of that. And they come around, and these are our what we call our cantilever balconies. These are probably real common, like on 239, 235 mil. And then the recessed balcony is where we have like your 1651 Westlake, kind of like our newer elderly. So again, we have the ability to practice both of them, which is pretty exciting. On all the windows, you kind of see like the metal flashing, and we kind of did that on purpose. So it's got a little angle iron there. So when we throw ladders, if the ladder moves a little bit, the lip will catch it, so we don't drop a ladder or have a ladder fall on somebody. So it's just an extra level of safety we've added into the training tower. We're really, really excited about the amount of windows. You can never throw ladders enough. I think they're going to get sick of me having had them throw ladders, I promise you.
How often do you do like regular training?
So our current schedule is the first Monday of the week. Where else would we be? A month. So successive Mondays, good Lord. Successive Mondays we do building tours, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday we either do EMS, or we do fire, or we do special ops. So what we try to do is let's say the first Monday, Tuesday in a month we'll do let's just say we do it a practical. So we'll do a classroom. Hey, these are the ladders. These are the parts of the ladders. How you throw the ladder, and then later in the month we'll come back and then we're throwing all the ladders. We're throwing the aerial. We're throwing the short ladders, and we're just going to practice and practice. So, all right. So come on inside. We walk to do a quick overview of the first floor. So these are these walls. So they're all on. If you can come around here, they're all like on pivot points. So we can release this, open the wall, close the wall. So we could come in here for a fire. They come in this, and if you can kind of picture, I know it's kind of hard to rationalize it. Our first floor, we're trying to set up as if you can pick like an office. Maybe like a bank setting, maybe a restaurant setting where you kind of got the open. That's kind of the play here, what we want to do. But if we want to make it a residential, right, we can close these doors, and now this is a foyer, this is a living room or something, and we can close it all off. So again, very, very multiple different evolutions we can do, and actually we can do multiple evolutions with the same crew, and then change a couple doors, and they don't even know it, which is we're really excited about. So just more rooms. We ended up doing, when we configure this to our residential, right, you come in here, here's our staircase to the second floor, so there's just this one staircase, so this would kind of be your typical two-story scenario. You typically come in the front door, right, your staircase is usually kind of center, somewhere to get you to the second story. So that's kind of the layout here when we come to this door. Again, this is kind of more of our commercial/restaurant setting when we come this way, but again, we can change it up. Let's go ahead upstairs, Angel. There. So we come up our stairs, and then we have typical two or three bedrooms. We can configure up here, and then that would be again, fire usually in residential, right? Fire usually in a kitchen, maybe a basement. Not usually bedrooms, but it happens, right? But then, the crews go to put the fire out, and then we get crews up here to search the bedrooms where we think the people are at. So if you can see that's that valve we were talking about for the instructor. So that's the hose. We'd connect that there, and then the instructor would have a safe line. And what's cool about, let me see if I can show you this. Where are they at? They're on the next floor. I'll show you the next floor. So kind of your typical two-story. Again, our second burn room. Again, I just got done saying we don't have fires upstairs. We usually have them around the kitchen, but we can set a bedroom, air quotes, a bedroom fire up here. So this would be our second floor or second story fire. Here's our balcony, what I was talking about earlier, where we'd come in and this would be our first floor, and then we go down. Now that becomes our basement stairs. You can kind of see how we can kind of flip that around a little bit. So, and all of the burners you'll see very similar. They re-insulated all of the panels, and you don't have that black paint on this, so it's all insulated to handle, right, the amount of the fire that's gonna be in those cages. So we're waiting for the training, but they have you can only put so much wood and pallets and stuff on there, otherwise you end up warping the cans. You mentioned like where we went and looked, some of the places had seen a little too much, yes, and the intent is always good. Like, hey, let's make it hotter, and then you don't realize some of the byproducts. So they had a bunch of spots on the floor that had kind of curled up because of the heat that they had in their rooms. So it was like, we're going to try to avoid that the best we can. So this is the second floor. You guys are all going to get your steps in today. This is the other thing we did. So this staircase goes from 1 to 4. So this would be your typical apartment condo setting, and this is what that standpipe I was talking about earlier. So our crews would come to this, connect into this. We best we can, we connect below the fire floor. So again, if we connect here, we're thinking the fire's on 3. We connect below, and then we would bring our hoses up. So that's the standpipe, and we got a standpipe on every floor. Jenny, you need to be careful. I don't want you to fall. So again, now we're in if you can kind of picture, we come up the stairs, we would come up like a hallway staircase, again, in one of the condos, and now it enters into the apartment. Right. So these are our dividers. So these are the pre-made ones. So you have the wood ones that we can close and open doors. These actually have obstacles. So this is like a triangle, there's a circle. So there's different things. We can create a maze if we wanted by putting these in, like doing a rope or a hose through there, and now they have to crawl through. These also pop off, and we can take this one and put it in that room. We can take this one and put it in this room, so we don't have to, it's kind of like just get staged here. So again, just another option for us to do different things in here. What else? It's all about the same. I'll show you, come this way, I'll show you the balcony. I'll show you the 2 balconies. This is our cantilever balcony. Our cantilever balcony, and that is our recessed balcony. So again, just allowing our firefighters to get real life simulations at our training tower of real balconies they're going to see in town, which is great. You'll see on a couple of them there's a big ring above windows and doors. We do that for rappelling. I won't show you the top because it's hard to get up there, but we can do rope rescue from any of these floors from the top and coming down. So that's what all those what they call them anchors. So that's what the anchors are there for. And then we'll go to the top floor or the 4th floor. Please watch your step and light. Now, Dory, you had mentioned one of the things about other facilities. What the biggest thing we took from the ones we saw is nobody that we could find had a 4th floor fire room. So everybody that we've seen had a 1st and 2nd floor fire. We added this here. This is our 4th floor fire. With the idea being, we go to Clarendale, we go to 235 Mill, something like that that's got a high story. We would, again, have the ability to practice our own training tower, moving hose, and then having a top floor fire, which is not usual. So it was one of the things we took when we noticed that there was other sites that didn't have, and we really wanted to make something different here. So, and that's it.
You mentioned downstairs something about like a floor collapse.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll show you. Yeah.
Okay.
If I can find the stairways. All right. Just be careful. It's dark.
Yeah, it's really dark right here.
All right. We'll go all the way down to 2, and we'll show you. Oh, you're so smart.
It would have taken me 15 minutes.
Yeah, to find it. Sorry, bud. I hate you. Oh, that's awesome. First time, huh?
Yeah, I haven't been in here.
Yeah.
I've seen it from the outside.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. So you want to come this way. So one of the well-known firefighter fatalities is a lieutenant, John Nance. He died on the East Coast. He fell through a floor, and he was conscious in the basement. They didn't know, but there was no internal access to the basement. They didn't find like an external one after it. But so he fell through. He's down. He's conscious. He's like, hey, throw me a ladder. Like, hey, just get me out, right? They couldn't get him out. He ended up kind of becoming hypoxic because he was running out of air. So he actually ended up crawling up the wrong side of the ladder. So he got to the top, but because the ladder is pitched like this, he's underneath it. Couldn't make his way around. Went back down. He ended up dying. So this prop allows us. So this will open up. It's heavy.
Be careful.
I know. I'm gonna hold it so it doesn't clank. So what we would do is we'd just have a firefighter on the bottom down there, or one of our mannequins. Say, hey, somebody fell through the floor. How we doing? How we get them out? What are we doing to do? And then we would practice that scenario. So, hey, get a ladder, get us some rope, get us some things. But now we can practice a variety of different things. So, I'm not.
This is kind of amazing, Brian. Congratulations.